Morning, Steph. Beautiful grey December morning. How's it going? How you doing?
Yeah, good. I actually like so many of these.
Don't say you like this weather, man. Don't say you like.
I like it, man. I like it.
I
like it. Come on, well, where we're from in Italy, and it's just like.
Well, hang on. I'm Albanian.
House,
those
man,
watching, I've got the Albanian look on, the Albanian tracksuit for those watching.
Where you're from in Saranda, or Tirana, wherever it is. No, I like it a little bit of a mix. But no, I'm doing good. I missed the game the other night, but I kind of caught up, so I think quite happy to dig in a little bit.
Yeah,
we didn't miss a lot. How are you, Lorenzo?
I'm good, mate. I didn't enjoy it. I'll be honest, I didn't enjoy it. No, I did the post match, which I'll share a few of the views that I put on there as well in a little bit. But yeah, wasn't great. Let's be honest. So yeah, we're going to talk about little things. We should probably start with that. We're also going to touch on. We're going to touch on what that means going out, and then obviously big game tomorrow, and that is a big game because we're out the Coppa now. The Super Coppa is a 1 week competition, pretty much. So we've only got the league to play for, and Torino's a tough fixture. So yeah, let's jump in about the Lazio exit. I'll start with you, Steph, because you've not really had the time to share your thoughts. What do you think? Like, what's your initial reaction?
I didn't miss the game because I wanted to. I missed it because it was our work Christmas night out. But like, I'm not going to sit here and go like, it's just a Coppa. Like, I kind of I see both sides of it. I see more so with the fact that we have a lack of Europe, that it would have been nice to go a little bit further in the competition. I think after we knocked out, who did we knock out the round before? Was it Sassuolo or something like that? I can't remember now.
It was,
I looked at the glide path to the final, and it didn't look too difficult with like who was on our side of the tree. And yeah, it is one that, look, I think from an injury perspective, we're near enough back to it, like with the exception of Santi Jimenez, Atakame, and I don't know, someone else might be someone else missing. Like, I don't think I'm going to sit here and go like, we could do one less comp because then the injuries will die down. So that's now out the window. So I don't think there's any excuse there. We did have a poor injury record in October, but like as of playing this game against Lazio, we had near about the whole squad available. It probably is, after the last weekend and the 1-0 win against Lazio, and obviously the fixture reversing from a scoreline perspective, it does allude into the fact that Sarri is, pretty good coach at the fact that he's been able to, and I watched bits of the game, like stifle Milan and perhaps some build-up play and make it quite a tough watch from a Milan perspective, because we just struggled to create those moments. And they had the moment they scored. I think Allegri alluded to it as well, that it was evident that whoever was scoring the first goal would win the game, as it was the weekend prior, and equally midweek against them as well. It probably just, for me, going out highlights the fact that we once again still lack a centre forward that we can bring on and perhaps score that goal, or someone who can perhaps help in the creation of scoring a goal. And we're a little bit too static. And I think just going out is kind of just evidence of that. And I don't think I can't really take anything else from it. I don't think it's like a sort of thing that we wouldn't have been able to control the balance of another competition for the rest of the season. I don't believe any of that, or anyone saying, oh, we're out the Coppa now, we can just focus on the league. We were focusing on the league anyway. And I think these extra games wouldn't have done too much damage. If we were in Europe, it's another question. And we've always said that in the past, going, we knocked out of the group stage of the Champions League. And as we did when we won the league, we were able to kind of dial down and focus. Whereas the Coppa isn't too strenuous on our fixture list. So it is quite disappointing. I think I'm going to wrap that up in a bow. I expected a bit more from the game. And I kind of leave it with more questions than answers on some individuals. I'm happy that Jashari got his first start. Looked all right. Still a bit to work off there. But, I think there were some performances. Estupinian, I think you alluded to, wasn't great. Basically confirms that Bartezaghi is the first choice, which I've been going on about for about nearly a month and a half now. And the striker position as well. And Nkunku comes on. What does he really add to the game? There's questions there, isn't there? And I don't know how De Winter went. Allegri said he had a decent game.
To get halves to Winter, bad first half, okay second, pretty much. But yeah, not amazing.
Similar to his Roma game, I think, if memory serves me correct. Yeah, but look, I think we know the players that we're after in Jan. If we do go for them, we know we need a centre back. We know we need a centre forward. It's kind of, I guess, just compounding that knowledge with games like that. That it would be helpful to have an experienced centre back in that back line. It would be helpful to have a striker who can give us something, a different dimension to our game, as opposed to like a load of kind of like false nines or wingers playing in that position. What did you think of the game? Obviously, I saw your review. Like, has your opinion changed since last couple of days?
I've had a few moments to think about this, and I'm not going to go through the game. Like, you've just done that. I did it in the post match, and also like you alluded to, it wasn't a particularly exciting watch. There wasn't a lot learned there. So what I want to touch on firstly is the fact that I don't think either team, but especially from Allegri's perspective, we go away learning much from that game. Like you just pointed to, we know the issues. I think even Allegri himself, I don't think it was in isolation. You think about the result in the league. They wanted revenge. They felt hard done by about the penalty call. They were at home. They are the third best defensive team in the league behind Roma and ourselves. They don't concede many goals. So like you said, Sarri's good in that sense. And I think we've got one of the best home records from a defensive point of view as well. So in isolation, the result using 1-0, if you forget everything else, isn't actually a big deal. It's fine. I'm not annoyed about that. I don't even care about the game that much because, like you said, we know the issues. What I'm annoyed about is our attitude as Milan fans, myself included, has completely changed because of the lack of winning that we've had in the Coppa since 2002. We got knocked out of a competition you just quite rightly outlined. Yes, our squad's not the deepest, but I'd like to think we have enough firepower to get to the latter stage of the Coppa Italia at least, as well as challenge for the title / get top 4 and hopefully be in the final of the Super Coppa. Like, they are very doable objectives. And I'm more annoyed that the whole sense of, again, this goes for all of us, but I think the club's done a really good job of kind of deprioritizing the Coppa in such a way that I don't really care that we're out. Now, we're AC Milan. We haven't won it that much. We're actually the third. We actually haven't won it that much. So maybe you could argue that, yes, it's not like Inter, who are a more domestic, heavy winning team, whatever. We're still the second most successful team in Italy, arguably the most successful if you focus on Europe. But we can't win the Coppa. It's quite pathetic, Steph. That's what I actually genuinely think is quite pathetic. We're a big club, one of the biggest in the league, if not the biggest in the country, and we're always out of the Coppa. We never look like we're actually going to win it. And last year we got to the final and Bologna smacked us. So that's why I'm annoyed. I'm not going to talk about the deep. I'm annoyed about the attitude. Like, even you don't care that much. I don't care. That's not right.
Yeah, it's a funny one because I think, like, look, I think the objectives this season is to get back into Champions League, and Coppa doesn't help you with that, even if you win it, you get into Europa League.
Europe as a safety net, fine, but
yes, the safety net, as it was potentially going to be that for us last season. We even fucking fumbled that.
Yeah, exactly.
And as the season goes on, it could be a detriment should we want to go. Objective P1 is like fucking go for the league, and that could be additional fixtures that could harm us, but I think if we look at this side and where we've been successful so far this season, playing against the better oppositions and how our approach are to these games, this is a competition perhaps as we get to the advanced stages that we'd actually be excelling in, because it wouldn't be playing against, Pisa playing with 10 men behind the ball, Parma playing with 10 men behind the ball,
whatever.
Exactly. So if anything, it's kind of like the only disappointing was we've actually set ourselves up for success really well in this competition as it continues to persist and all the better teams still exist in it, that we actually probably could have done really good in it, but we've gone out, which is it's however which way you take it. But
that's how I feel about it. I feel apathetic a bit. I just think we should be demanding a little bit more consistency in the Coppa at the very least, and we just don't. We just don't have that, and I just think that's a real shame. That's my perspective of it. I just don't think
it feels like what's kind of weird about our seasons. It's like we either get it right domestically and